Hello YouTube, my name is Invention Man, and today I would like to share with you 10 inventions that changed life as we know it. First, we have the airplane. The Wright brothers invented and flew the first airplane in 1903. It is considered the world's first sustained and controlled heavier-than-air powered flight. Their aircraft, the Wright Flyer, flew about 120 feet. Today, the newest Boeing 787 can fly 10,000 miles on a single tank of gas. Next, we have antibiotics. Before the early 20th century, treatments for infections were based primarily on medicinal folklore. Mixtures with antimicrobial properties that were used in treatments of infections were described over 2,000 years ago. Many ancient cultures, including the ancient Egyptians and ancient Greeks, used specially selected mold and plant materials to treat their infections. Alexander Fleming was, it seems, a bit disorderly in his work and accidentally discovered penicillin. Upon returning from a holiday in Suffolk in 1928, he noticed that a fungus, Penicillium notatum, had contaminated a culture plate of Staphylococcus bacteria he had accidentally left uncovered, discovering antibiotics. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button for me, subscribe, and leave a comment of what you'd like for us to talk about next. Next, we have the compass. The compass was invented in China during the Han Dynasty between the 2nd century BC and the 1st century AD. The first compasses were made of lodestone, a naturally magnetized ore of iron. Later compasses were made of iron needles, magnetized by striking them with a lodestone, which appeared in China by 1088 during the Song Dynasty. After the compass, we have contraceptives. Gregory Pincus and John Rock, with help from the Planned Parenthood Federation of America, developed the first birth control pills in the 1950s, which became publicly available in the 1960s. Coming up, we have the internal combustion engine. Various scientists and engineers contributed to the development of internal combustion engines. In 1791, John Barber developed the gas turbine. In 1794, Thomas Mead patented a gas engine. Also, in 1794, Robert Street patented an internal combustion engine, which was also the first to use liquid fuel. Around that time, in 1798, John Stevens built the first American internal combustion engine. The first commercially successful internal combustion engine was created by Etienne Lenoir around 1860. And we have the light bulb. Historians Robert Friedel and Paul Israel list 22 inventors of incandescent lamps prior to Joseph Swan and Thomas Edison. They conclude that Edison's version was able to outstrip the others because of a combination of 3 factors: an effective incandescent material, a higher vacuum than others were able to achieve, and a high resistance that made power distribution from a centralized source economically viable. Next, we have the telephone. Credit for the invention of the electric telephone is frequently disputed, as with other influential inventions such as the radio, television, light bulb, and the computer. Several inventors pioneered experimental work on voice transmissions over a wire and improved on each other's ideas. New controversies over the issue still arise from time to time. Charles Bourcel, Antonio Meucci, John Philip Rees, Alexander Graham Bell, and Elisha Gray, amongst others, have all been credited with the invention of the telephone. And now, we will talk about what you are using to watch this video right now: the internet. Computer scientists Vinton Cerf and Bob Kahn are credited with creating the communication protocols we use today and the system referred to as the internet in 1980. If you want to hang up a picture, you might be using a nail to do that. To say nails are an old fastener would be an understatement. It's unknown exactly when nails were first invented, but archaeological evidence shows nails were used in ancient Egypt around 3400 BC. Since then, little has changed regarding their design. And finally, we have the wheel. The wheel was invented in the 4th century BC in Lower Mesopotamia, where the Sumerian people inserted rotating axles into solid discs of wood. It was only in 2000 BC that the discs began to be hollowed out to make a lighter wheel. This innovation led to major advances in two main areas. First, transportation. The wheel began to be used on carts and battle chariots. Second, and more importantly, it contributed to the mechanization of agriculture and craft industries. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button for me, subscribe, and leave a comment of what you'd like for us to talk about next.